Well, you know, the best way to see this is to get to the minor scale. Okay, so the harmonic minor scale is a variation of the minor scale, right? So let's talk about the minor scale. The minor scale has the following notes. You have the root, the second, the flat third, the fourth, the fifth, the flat sixth, and the flat seven. Okay, so if we play it, let's play it so it becomes more interesting. So if we play in the scale of A minor, this is the scale. We have the root, the second, the minor third, the fourth, the perfect fifth, the minor sixth, and the minor seventh. Okay, the difference between the minor scale and the harmonic minor scale is on the seventh note. So you take this scale, and instead of playing this note, which is the minor seventh, you play the major seventh. So this is the harmonic minor. And it sounds very like Arabic. This is the scale that, for example, Inba Malsin uses all the time. Okay. So, well, let's suppose that we have a backing track in A minor, right? And we play the first chord, the fourth chord, and then we play the fifth chord. This is a chord progression in A minor. So in this case, I will use A minor scale. However, there's a variation on the minor tonality that guys like you know Johann Sebastian Bach, you know those guys from the old days. Okay, so they wanted to make this change. Check it out. Okay, when you go from the fifth chord to the first chord, so from E minor to A minor, they wanted to make this transition like with, they wanted to generate more tension on this chord to release to A minor. So they started to make a variation of this chord. Instead of playing it minor, they started to play it major. And when you play this fifth chord major, you are obviously changing one note. You are moving this note, which is the third of the chord, and you are converting it into this note to make it major. This variation is the difference between the minor scale and the harmonic minor scale. So when suddenly you had the fifth chord of a minor tonality major, that's when you have to play okay. So let's record this backing track. So I play A minor and A major, which was the fifth. So it's the same thing that I was showing here, but let's do it with the open chords. Okay, so instead of playing the fifth chord major, we play it minor. So the opposite. Instead of playing minor, play major. So here we have A minor and G major. So in this case, I can of course play the pentatonic minor scale. But if I really want to target the chords, if I really want to make the chords sound in my solo, I should switch from the minor to the harmonic minor. And remember that the difference was this note. Let's get back to. So that's the different note. So even if you are not very familiar with the full scales, you can take the pentatonic minor scale and make this change, only changing this note for this one. So So the idea is that you find that note everywhere in the guitar. There. So it's the best note to play when we have the change to A major. Again. And the whole harmonic minor scale sounds like this. Okay, so that's the moment in which we use the. Let me change the camera to that one. Yeah. So that's the moment when you use the harmonic minor scales. So to summarize or to make it clearer, the idea is that you use the harmonic minor scale every time that you have a major chord going to the root minor chord. Okay? And that major chord, when I'm talking now about major chords because I'm keeping it simple, but if we extend that major chord, if we extend this major E, the extension of this chord, or the extension means if I add more notes, okay, to the chord, because when you form a chord, you are using a succession of thirds. Okay, so when you have a chord, you have a root, you have a third, you have a fifth, and if you want to make it more extended, more chassis, you add a seventh, and you can add a ninth, you can add an 11, and go on. You have, I don't know, 11 fingers. But so if you take this major chord and you add the seventh, it becomes a seventh chord. Okay, so in a more chassis or bluesy style, you would have A minor, and you will have that. This sounds like, I don't know, Hotel California. It sounds also like Gilmour uses a lot this chord. So the two moments in which you use the harmonic minor would be over the fifth chord when it's dominant in a minor tonality, or you can also play it over a minor chord and give to that chord that kind of Arabic sound. So if you have a bump that plays, where is my camera? There we go. You have a bump. So a bump means that you have the same chord all the time. and you want to give it the harmonic vibe, so in metal is very used in that way. So instead of playing the minor scale, you can play. Does it make sense? So these are the two moments in which you can play. In the case of the backing track, I said in the case of this week's track, I said that there was a moment in which the song was in C minor, okay? And the chord that sounds in the backing track before this, in the moment that I use the harmonic minor, is G dominant, which is the fifth of C minor. So that's when I use C minor. So we have we can go to C minor. Minor, harmonic minor. There is the note again. And those are not right notes. So yeah, I know that maybe if you're not very familiar with this stuff, it can be a bit confusing, but I wanted to at least show you how it works. You will obviously find that in the program, Brandon gets into the harmonic minor scale and he shows how to use it. And if you follow the whole program, you'll see you learned this variation of the minor tonality that I talk about. So and there I try to keep it as simple as possible, but I could complex things if you'd like.